Example 2 on page 247 is very similar to example 1 on page 246. So again, we're not going to graph the first part of it. You know, the instructions say graph the functions f of x equals the absolute value of x and the absolute value of x minus 5. We're going to focus on the absolute value of x minus 5, the g of x that is given to us in this problem. Now when we look at this one, we can see that again it's a positive on the outside here. Again, sometimes it doesn't tell us always that it is a positive, but by default it has to be positive, because if it was negative, they would have to show us the negative. So keep that in mind. You're not always going to see a plus in the front of these things. But lack of seeing a negative sign means a plus sign. All right, so it is a positive, which tells us, again, it's an absolute value that's positive. So again, it's going to be a v that goes up. But this time, inside of the function, I see that I have x minus 5. There's nothing on the outside of the function, but on the inside is x minus 5. So this tells us it's going to move 5 units to the right. Remember, opposite of the way you think. A lot of people think they see negative 5 there and say, I'm going to move the thing to the left. But again, it's not negative 5 movement-wise. It's actually positive 5 movement-wise. And that's it. So once again, we draw our Cartesian coordinate system. We start at the origin here at 0, 0. And we say we got to move everything 5 units over. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there it is. We stick our point down here. And we draw our V. Now in the last problem, we didn't have to worry about the y-intercept because the vertex of the shape, the starting point of the shape, was the y-intercept as well. It was a 2-for-1 special because it stayed right here on the y-axis. Here in this one now, we do need to define what that y-intercept is because it's not obvious. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the function. We're going to put 0 in for x. So that means we're going to have the absolute value of 0 minus 5. Which of course equals the absolute value of negative 5, which really equals 5. And so this point right here, we're going to define as 5. And by doing so now, we've taken care of this graph because it has a starting point that's 5 units over from the origin to the right, and it actually has a y-intercept that's also 5 units. So pretty cool that way.